He's a former drug addict who now travels the country speaking to teens.
I don't preach. I'm not going to tell them not to do drugs. I'm not going to tell them what they've already heard 1,000 times.
How he's taking a unique approach and helping children. Now, this tale of recovery all begins with a failed suicide attempt.
Now sober, a comedian uses his story to show kids the dangers of addiction. Steve Garagiola shows us how using humor is helping him change young lives.
How do you get the message across to teenagers about the dangers of drugs? You can teach, preach, or try a little humor from a self-proclaimed former homeless drug addict comedian.
You ever run a yellow light and the guy in front of you doesn't? I've got a broken brain. I got a mental illness. You know, and if I don't talk about it, I forget it's there, and then I'm toast.
And so he talks, almost every day since becoming sober 28 years ago. Late one night in 1988, addicted to drugs and alcohol, cut off from his family, living on the street, Mark Ludholm put a gun to his head. When the gun jammed, he decided his higher power must have had a plan for him. He checked himself into a detox center, and his new life began. Today, Mark describes his message as one of humor and hope, sharing his story at prisons, churches, rehab centers, and on this day at Lake Orion High School.
And I'm an ex-120-something pound methamphetamine, cocaine, wino, cardboard box living, shuffle step, mumble bum, horrible smelling, long-haired, one-sided clothes, foul-mouthed criminal living under a bridge in the 1980s in Oakland, California, most of my life. So
no one challenges Mark Ludholm on understanding the consequences of the death spiral of drug addiction. He doesn't try to shock, though his life story sometimes does. He doesn't sell fear, he doesn't preach or threaten, just honest talk.
I remember high school and the peer pressure and the environmental stress and just being young and finding out who you are. And there's a lot of substance abuse that goes with that they don't have to experience if they listen to me for an hour today. What you get to do today is two things. You can take this personally, or you can listen to it as education. If we take things personally, we don't learn.
The biggest surprise for Mark's young audience is what they don't hear.
I think when you're 16, 17, you're always hearing, like, do this, don't do that, make sure you're this and not this. I think a lot of kids walked into it thinking it was just going to be another, oh, yeah, don't do drugs, don't drink.
Normal people hear the word bag, they think luggage or recycling. What did you think? Chronic. In an affluent community like this, heroin's always about 2 years behind the opiate pill epidemic. Prescription pills and heroin is like peanut butter and jelly now. It's not outside the box anymore.
At the heart of his message are two simple ideas. The first, if you have to keep it a secret, don't do it. And most important, what Mark calls first thought wrong. For most of his typical audience, that first thought often is.
I guess I never really thought about it like that, and you know, when I make a decision, maybe my first thought will be wrong, and I might change my mind about it.
I don't preach. I'm not going to tell them not to do drugs. I'm not going to tell them not to have unprotected sex. I'm not going to tell them what they've already heard 1,000 times. I'm going to tell them about what happens if they don't listen to those warnings.
This is the fourth year the Brighton Center for Recovery has brought Mark to Metro Detroit for a series of performances. If you'd like to learn more about Mark Ludholm, or maybe invite him to your school, we've put a link on the community page at clickondetroit.com. I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4.
And thank God he survived, huh? He lived, and now he can talk about it.
And only here because of that jammed gun. Yeah.